Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about women and autism specifically. Why is it more common for boys to be diagnosed than girls? Many females may not know they're autistic until they're actually adults. That was definitely the case for me. Research says that females can usually internalize our symptoms. It goes on to say this can result in more mood issues for females, like anxiety and depression. A personal example for me is I internalized everything. My mom picked out some clothes for me to wear, and they were itchy or not comfortable. Whatever shoes she bought for me, I wore. However she fixed my hair, I wore it. I did not express verbally to her those things were uncomfortable. I just thought perhaps everybody felt that way and just dealt with it because other people wore those kind of things. You know, in the 70s, we had some really itchy fabric. I also had a great deal of struggle with socializing with peers in school. I never felt like I fit in with them. If I was having trouble socializing, I internalized it. No one else really knew about it. I kept it to myself and just dealt with it however I could, mainly through masking, adapting, scripts, mimicking others, having activities to do with friends rather than time to sit around and chat. I came up with ways to get around my deficiencies with socializing on my own. So let's talk about briefly what masking is, just in case you're new to all of this. So masking is forcing yourself to make eye contact when you're not comfortable with that. It also may be preparing jokes or scripts ahead of time before you're going to be in a conversation. It can be mimicking the social behaviors of others. It can be imitating expressions and gestures other people are doing. Men and women mask, but they believe in some studies that women just do it more, or that it might be particularly more common among females. Maybe in general, women just want to connect or have this innate feeling to connect with others more than males do. But I really admire that about males, that they don't necessarily feel the need to have to mask so much. But I'm sure it can vary from person to person. Masking is really how I survived childhood, especially my teen years. Although I didn't survive my teen years very well. Those were some of the years where I felt suicidal, where I was going to counseling, where I was not understanding why I was so different or feeling so different from other people. It's when I struggled the most. And even going to college, I did not learn anything about women on the spectrum. I hope, since I've been to college, it's been like 15, 20 years, I hope there's been advancements in what they teach the upcoming generations that will be counselors. So the last question you may ask is there a test for autism in females? And the answer is no. When they made these tests years and years ago, they had little boys in mind. So even when you go today for these tests, it pretty much follows along that line, and they just, I guess, tweak their understanding, though, of how females fit into this equation through these tests. Let's hope that in the future they are able to come up with some testing that more caters along the line of females on the spectrum. Because getting a diagnosis when you're 48 years old is just not acceptable. Many years wasted of understanding, many years of struggle, because no one recognized that in me, and because I internalize a lot of my emotions instead of talking to people about it. I can't blame my parents. I didn't talk to them about it. They didn't notice my repetitive behaviors or need for routine because it wasn't that obvious to them. The ways in which I chose to STEM were not that obvious to them. The only possible sign they would have noticed when I was younger would have been my social anxiety, and they thought I was okay because I seemed like I got along with other girls and I seemed like I had friends, but they didn't know the deep struggle that I had with friendships.
You were my first child, so
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to compare it to. So
I didn't talk to anybody about it, and the people I chose to talk to about it unfriended me. So therefore, I didn't talk to anybody else about it. Living with autism is a daily struggle, every day of your life, and it's not something that goes away. All we can do is cope to the best of our abilities, build a support group, learn to love ourselves, and gain more understanding and keep up with research that's going on with autism. Lovingly explain to the ones we love about our autism and what we go through, or at least have somebody you can talk to. And more of us are sharing. On the internet, you see a lot of women now who are on the spectrum sharing what they go through and what their symptoms are. And I think it really helps. It really helps us to see what we have in common with each other. And I'm grateful for this community of online autistic YouTubers, especially women that I could relate to. And I hope you will go down there and comment. What has your experience been? Anything you want to talk about? I will respond to all of your comments. Thank you for watching this video.
If you enjoy
Content about adults with autism, please subscribe.
if you enjoy content about adults with autism, please subscribe to this channel.
Go down there and subscribe.
Right down here. That tells you where to go.